Hey, what's up guys, Will here for GSM Arena. Just as before, this year's iPhone lineup has a couple of compact options. The first is the vanilla iPhone 16, which is the lower tier model. And then there's the more expensive, but more feature-packed iPhone 16 Pro. What exactly are the differences here, and which phone is better for you? Let's put the iPhone 16 and 16 Pro head to head and find out. Both the iPhone 16 and the iPhone 16 Pro are nice options for a compact phone, but of course, the Pro model is more advanced. It's also larger this year too, notably heavier and a little taller. Otherwise, the design is pretty much the same, but the Pro model has a titanium frame, and the iPhone 16's is aluminum. The iPhone 16 Pro is taller because it's gotten a bump in screen size this year by 0.2 inches. It has a 6.3-inch LTPO OLED display with a 120Hz refresh rate. Meanwhile, the iPhone 16 has a 6.1-inch OLED with just a 60Hz refresh rate. The difference in refresh rate means that swiping and scrolling are much smoother to the eye on the Pro model. And with this LTPO tech, the Pro can dial its refresh rate down low when idling to save energy. You also don't get an always-on display on the iPhone 16, which you do get on the Pro. The iPhone 16 Pro's bezels are thinner as well, but otherwise you have the same sharpness and excellent brightness on either phone, and support for HDR10+ and Dolby Vision video. When it comes to audio, the iPhone 16's stereo speaker setup is actually louder than the Pro's, but both phones have excellent sound quality. The onboard storage options are the same for either phone, except that the Pro model has the option to come with a whole terabyte on board. This year's iPhones are equipped with one of two chipsets, and the iPhone 16 Pro uses the slightly more powerful one, the A18 Pro. The iPhone 16 comes with the Apple A18 chipset instead, and both phones have 8 GB of RAM. When it comes to performance, the iPhone 16 Pro has the upper hand, but the difference is small, to the tune of around 5% better CPU scores, and up to 15% better graphics scores. Outside of benchmarks, you wouldn't notice a difference. Where the two chipsets differ seems to be power consumption. The two phones have about the same battery capacity, but the iPhone 16 earned a longer battery life score in our tests. The two phones clearly have different modems too, so even the call times were different. Charging speed, however, is the same between the two iPhones. The differences in our testing were negligible. And now the cameras. The iPhone 16 has a 48-megapixel main cam and a 12-megapixel ultra-wide cam which has autofocus. The iPhone 16 Pro has a 48-megapixel main cam with an even larger sensor, a 12-megapixel 5x telephoto zoom, and a 48-megapixel ultra-wide cam with autofocus. The Pro brings extra features you won't get on the vanilla model, like the JPEG XL stills format, 4K slow-mo capture at 120fps, and ProRes recording. Besides that, from these two phones, the default 12-megapixel daylight photos from the main and ultra-wide cameras might as well have been taken on the same device. They're that similar in terms of dynamic range, color, detail, and overall look. Of course, with this dedicated telephoto cam, the 16 Pro has the advantage when it comes to zoom. The non-Pro must use a digital crop to achieve this magnification. The same trend can be found when comparing the phones in low light. Main camera and ultra-wide photos are essentially the same. But at 5x zoom, the iPhone 16 Pro's telephoto does really well in the dark, and the iPhone 16 better not go there. The iPhone 16 and the iPhone 16 Pro have the same 12-megapixel selfie camera, and selfies look identical from either phone. And here's a look at 4K selfie videos from both of these phones. With the Pro model, you can shoot 4K 120fps slow-mo from this main camera, and the vanilla model doesn't have that feature. There is a difference when you look at the 4K video quality during the day. The output is slightly softer from the iPhone 16 than it is from the Pro. The vanilla model is still great though. So there you have it, the vanilla iPhone 16 versus the iPhone 16 Pro. The iPhone 16 is lighter and more compact, and its battery life is better. And this model is less expensive, while it gives you largely the same user experience. The iPhone 16 Pro, on the other hand, has the titanium frame and a larger, high refresh rate display. The chipset is slightly more powerful, and the cameras are more versatile thanks to the dedicated telephoto. You get additional Pro camera options too. The Pro model is the one to get if you need a more serious camera experience, or if you really want a smoother display. Otherwise, the iPhone 16 still holds its own and it can save you some cash. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.